All right, Leon Panetta is in the news with the release tomorrow of his new book, Worthy Fights, a memoir of leadership in war and peace. Panetta is a longtime Democratic stalwart, a California congressman, White House chief of staff under Bill Clinton, and most recently director of the CIA and Secretary of Defense for President Obama. Last week, President Panetta's book made headlines for an excerpt in which he criticized Obama for failing to use the leverage he had to secure a status of forces agreement in Iraq. Today, Panetta is quoted in an interview with USA Today, broadening his critique of his former boss, saying that in the past 2 years, quote, Obama has kind of lost his way. And when he was asked about the idea of Hillary Clinton as commander-in-chief, Panetta seemed to take another thinly veiled shot at the president.
The one thing about the Clintons is that they want to get it done. It isn't just about talking the game. It's about getting something done. And when it comes to being president of the United States, it's one thing to talk a good game. It's another thing to deliver and to make things happen. And that's what you want in a president.
Mark, I know one of your favorite movies is Airplane. Famous line there. Leon is getting larger, and he certainly is in this case. How big a problem do you think this is for the White House and President Obama?
It's a big problem. He gets large tomorrow. He does broadcast and cable TV, and this is a very damning critique. And the White House is doing their best to not disrespect Leon Panetta because he's got, as you pointed out, iron-plated, gold-plated Democratic credentials. He's not Bob Gates, who Democrats can cast as a Republican. Privately, he has been extraordinarily critical of the president. He is very close to the Clintons. But to say, basically, that ISIS could have been prevented if the president had used his leverage to get a status of forces agreement, that is what Republicans, critics of the president, have been saying. To say that the president basically has lost his way is extremely damning, and it's going to be interesting to see. Sometimes these authors, when they go out and do interviews,
they go running away
they
from
back off.
Right, yeah.
Susan Page got the first interview with him, what we showed for USA Today. We'll see tomorrow when he's on Fox, when he's on NBC, and other places. We'll see if he backs off. If he doesn't back off, the White House better hope there's other news to blot this out, because it is a damning critique.
It seems like his instinct right now is to go further than the book in some ways, and when he's asked, he's like diving in deeper rather than backpedaling away.
He's famous from his time back in the Clinton and the Nixon administration for being a guy who tells hard truths.
Right, and a straight shooter guy. Here, my question is the political question, right? How much do you think? I mean, he was not an original Clinton person, but he became very much a Clinton person.
That's right.
How much do you think he is carrying water, political water, for Hillary Clinton in this instance, giving her saying things that she would like to say, but she can't say quite that frontally?
Let's face it. There are a lot of elite Democrats, and Leon Panetta is one, who look at the Clinton years now with some nostalgia if they find certain aspects of President Obama's leadership wanting. And in the national security area, that's what Leon Panetta found. He's going to be outspoken, I think. I don't think he's an author who's going to back off in the White House. As I said, better hope there's a lot of news to mask what is a damning critique from a guy who a lot of Democrats respect.
I think it's possible you're going to see this in some Republican ads before we get to the midterms, too.
Okay. Moving on, and RNC press releases. Bill Clinton